Hi, we're the Winkles, and we want to welcome you to our family bowling center, Woodland Lanes.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Bowling Showcase, the only show to bring you everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world, Metro Detroit. I'm your host, Mark Martin. Well, here we are, halfway through our exciting tournament season, and we still have a lot of bowling ahead. We're happy you've been tuning in to watch and enjoy all of the action so far. I know you've been watching and enjoying our Bowling Showcase Challenge Edition, with the Super Bowl region quickly coming to its exciting conclusion. Next week, you'll see the final match in the Super Bowl region, and then it's on to the Mary Bowl region, and ultimately the 2018 Bowling Showcase Challenge Championship. And one of the teams competing in the Mary Bowl region will be the defending challenge champion, Woodland Lanes. And guess what? They just happen to be our host center for this episode, Woodland Lanes in Livonia. We'd like to give them a big thank you for hosting us this month, and later on, we'll take a look around this exciting bowling center. But before we get started, we'd like to congratulate the Duke and Duke team in the Thursday Invitational at 10 Pins of Trenton. They had the top 5-man team game last season in the entire country with 1383. MDUSBC President John Vorpagel and Vice President George Brzezinski recently visited the league to present the team with their plaques. Job well done, Duke and Duke. Now it's time to get into this month's episode of Bowling Action with one of the most prestigious events of the MDUSBC season, the MDUSBC Masters Championship from Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park, right here on Bowling Showcase. Justin Knowles of Okemos won the Metro Detroit USBC Masters Tournament held at Thunderbolt Lanes in Allen Park. He beat Larry Walker of Garden City 49-28 in a 9th and 10th frame overtime to win the $2,200 first prize and the title. Knowles, bowling in the Masters for the first time, started the tournament by qualifying 14th with a 6-game total of 1337. In match play, he remained in the winner's bracket by beating Justin Jeffrey of Lincoln Park 477-344, John Tovar of Waterford 514-479, and Ken Wyatt of Sterling Heights 527-457. In the next match, he lost to Larry Walker 469-413 and fell into the loser's bracket. Once in the loser's bracket, he rattled off wins against Mike Luceni of Warren 433-411, then Ken Wyatt for the second time 474-442, and finally in a highly competitive match, he beat the defending Masters champion Andrew Anderson of Holly 516-513 to advance to the championship match. Now Larry Walker, he started off the weekend by qualifying second in the field of 95 bowlers with a 1455 score. In match play, he was unbeatable and remained in the winner's bracket with victories over Jerry Penksa of Shelby Township 517-440, Verlin Terry of Clinton Township 459-401, Justin Knowles, and Andrew Anderson 412-406 to launch himself to the championship match. The two men went into the final match full of skill and confidence. The crowd of fans and supporters witnessed one of the most exciting, skilled, and competitive finals they could remember. Walker, who entered the final match undefeated, lost the first match to Knowles 505-476 in the 2-game match to force a second match. In the second match, Walker had a 56-pin lead after one game and looked unstoppable. But Knowles, he was not about to admit defeat. He started striking in the second game before leaving a split in the 8th frame, opening the door for Walker to seize the match. Now on Walker's fill ball in the 10th frame, he only got 6 pins leaving the bucket, allowing Knowles to strike out to tie the match. The match ended in dramatic fashion with that 9th and 10th frame roll-off. Walker started with a strike. Knowles quickly followed by throwing 2 strikes, 9 pins, and a spare for a score of 49. The left-handed Walker then left a 7-pin, giving the match and the title to Knowles.
So I threw an awful shot in the 8th. I've been kind of walking around the ball. I walked right into my swing, bad shot, but heart was beating out of my chest. It was tough to strike. Larry's one of the best bowlers ever in Detroit, so it's an honor to get to bowl him. It's great.
Congratulations to all the bowlers who participated in this year's tournament. And a big congratulations to this year's Masters champion, Justin Knowles, in just his very first MDUSBC Masters appearance. High scores, exciting match play, and a riveting final round made this one of the most competitive and skilled Masters in our history. Watching these bowlers, seeing their skill level and their competitiveness, come on, is it any wonder that Metro Detroit is the bowling capital of the world? You know, we say it all the time, but it bears repeating. Bowling is for everyone. Doesn't matter how old you are, what your gender is, or your ability, whether you're a pro, league bowler, just having fun on a Friday night, bowling is a lifelong activity. Now, if you want to have a fun sporting activity out there, you can start very young and continue through your lifetime, then bowling is for you. And to put an exclamation on that point, let's take a look at our next tournament, where age has no bearing on your competitiveness. The Senior Masters Championship from Mayflower Lanes in Redford, right here on Bowling Showcase. It was a weekend of heavy snowfall and cold temperatures, but that didn't stop 111 of MDUSBC's finest senior bowlers from taking the lanes at Mayflower Lanes in Redford for the 2018 Senior Masters Championship. This event is always the showcase for top-notch senior bowling in the state, and this year's event was no exception. During qualifying, the action got off to an exciting start with 300 games by Jeff Kendall of Clawson and Robert Martin of Allen Park. After the 6 games of qualifying, Kendall earned the top spot with $14.95 for 6 games. Heading into match play on Sunday, Kendall was the man to beat, but after winning his first 2 matches, kind of lost his touch and lost the next 2 and was quickly out of the competition. 3-time MDUSBC Senior Masters champion Harry Sullins of Chesterfield qualified 5th with 13.57. In match play, he stayed in the winner's bracket by defeating Jeff Suma of Clarkston 445 to 397, Larry Wilson of Detroit 410 to 353, Steve Messina of Canton 476 to 326, defending champion Brad Gray of Farmington Hills 433 to 374, and Troy Stuss of South Lyon 416 to 388. Sullins then had to wait 2 matches to find out who would emerge from the loser's bracket to compete for the championship title. Stuss, who qualified 19th with 1298, ran off a series of wins before his loss to Sullins. He stayed in the winner's bracket with triumphs over Tom Falls of Troy 480 to 401, Ron Burgess of Plymouth 402 to 388, Eddie Mintz of Canton 427 to 421, and Ken Wyatt of Sterling Heights 493 to 427 before losing to Sullins. He then beat Brad Gray 414 to 379 for the opportunity to avenge his earlier defeat and face off against Sullins in the final match. The 2 men battled it out, with Stuss beating Sullins in the first match 458 to 433, handing Sullins his first loss of the day and forcing a decisive second match. That second match was just as competitive as the first, with both men fighting for the elusive knockout frame. The match was neck and neck until the final frames, but Stuss pulled through and beat Sullins for a second time, 446 to 438, to earn the title of 2018 MDUSBC Senior Masters Champion.
Well, it's a great honor. Dedicate this one to my dad. He was behind me, watched every tournament I bowled, and you know, congratulations to Harry. Had a great tournament. He wins everything. I mean, he's the best around, and it was an honor to be able to win. You know, beating him. Yeah.
Larry Walker of Garden City won the Super Senior competition for non-qualifiers 60 years of age and older. He beat Mark Hatchigian of Novi 233 to 195 for the title. Congratulations to Troy Stuss on his Senior Masters win. Also congratulations to Larry Walker on his very special over 60 win. It's time to take a little break, but stick around. I'll be right back with a look around our host center and more bowling action coming up next on Bowling Showcase.
Won a lot of professional tournaments. We won a lot of tournaments worldwide. I mean, we won more in the last 10 years worldwide than any company. We make good bowling balls, and good players use our bowling balls because they can win with them.
The Bowling Centers Association of Michigan is a nonprofit trade organization that protects, promotes, and advances the interest of its members and member centers. It is the only association in Michigan affiliated with the Bowling Proprietors Association of America. Benefits include group purchasing programs, tournaments, annual convention and trade show, education seminars, and legislative representation. Interested in becoming a member? Contact Bo Gergen at 989-600-0992 or visit mibowl.com. The Michigan State USBC Bowling Association provides tournament competition to all levels of bowlers. Competition includes the Michigan State Open Championships at Fairlanes in Granville and Westgate in Comstock Park. The State Masters and Senior Masters will be at Astro Lanes in Madison Heights. Visit mistatebowl.com for entries for these tournaments and more information. I'm here with Tom Winkle, co-owner of Woodland Lanes. Tom, you guys have been around a long time. Tell me a little bit about your story.
Well, we have been here a long time. We've been here at Woodland since 1976. And I started in the business at Monte Carlo Lanes in Detroit when I was 14. So I'm like 50 some years in this business. And I think the reason we're successful is because we're here. We're in the building. If you have an issue or problem, you can talk to us. We cater to our bowlers. We find out what our bowlers want, need, and expect, and we try to deliver.
Okay, so you and your brother run it on a Gary run it on a daily basis.
Yes, yes. He's here daytime, I'm nighttime.
But the whole key guy in this whole thing is your father, Al, isn't it?
Dad, yes. Dad set the bar. And we never quite reached that bar. We keep trying to meet that bar. So he set out a good example for us.
Good. Okay, so high school bowling.
Yes.
You guys involved in that at all? Are you home to a couple
of? Yes, we are. Yes, we have Catholic Central, we have Ladywood, and we just recently added Madonna University as a high school, as a college team.
Okay, so you got high school bowling, you got youth bowling, you got college bowling, and you've got league bowling. So what do you think your key to your success is in league bowling? Because you're a huge league center.
We're a big league center. I think like any business, you have to look at your consumers and figure out what it is they want, what they need, and what they expect, and then try to deliver on all three of those conditions, items.
Okay, so you do any fundraisers?
We do a lot of fundraisers. Spring and summer are our biggest fundraising season, I call it. But we do them all year long. We do them for the high schools, we do them for college, all kinds of sports teams. Illnesses, of course, sad, but you know they need money. They need living expenses. So we do all those fundraisers.
Okay, so you've got an event coming up later on next month.
Yes.
So tell me about that.
Yes, we have our Easter family doubles, and they're the last family doubles of the year. We start with Thanksgiving, we do New Year's, and then we have our Easter doubles. It's the last one of the season, and it's a great interaction between parents and kids.
Family, just like you, your
Family.
brother, your dad,
Yes.
family and customers, you've got it all.
It's all about family. At the end of the day, it's all about family and relationships, yes.
Well, Tom, thank you for having us this month. We really appreciate your support of Bowling Showcase, and good luck in the business here.
All right, thank you, Mark. Thank you.
So now it's time to tell you about some upcoming tournament events so you can enter and bowl against the best around. February continues the exciting MDUSBC tournament season. The annual Women's and Open Championship Tournament, commonly known as the City Tournament, continues at Shore Lanes and St. Clair Shores through March 11th. This low-cost handicap and scratch tournament is popular and open to all MDUSBC members. Get a group of bowlers 55 years of age and older together for the always fun-filled MDUSBC Senior Team Tournament. This year's event is at Score Lanes in Taylor beginning on March 10th. Only $20 per person gets you 3 games of handicap competition with a first prize of $1,000 on the line. Get your senior friends together for a good time, and maybe you could bring home the championship. For those higher average youth bowlers, the MDUSBC Junior Masters will visit Mayflower Lanes in Redford on March 17th. After 6 games of qualifying, the field is cut to the top boys and girls to compete in the stepladder finals for scholarship points and junior gold spots. For a low cost of only $45, this is a great opportunity to introduce your youth bowler to competitive bowling. Mark your calendar for Saturday, March 31st at noon sharp for the 3rd annual True Royalty Mixed Doubles at Bonanza Lanes in Warren. The entry fee, $90 per team, with a first place of $1,000 and a second place of $600. In addition to the mixed doubles, scratch and handicap jackpots for women, mystery games, strike ball, and 50-50. Don't miss out on this. Don't forget to pick up the latest copy of Bowling Showcase News. This monthly newspaper with all the bowling news that's fit to print in the bowling capital of the world is available at all MDUSBC bowling centers. Get yours today. Call the MDUSBC office at 248-443-2695, extension 105 for more information to enter, or visit mdusbc.com. Remember, all our tournament information can be found at mdusbc.com. Now it's time to learn how to master your game and compete with confidence with Alita Sills Bowling Worlds and your BowlingCoach.com USBC Gold Coach, Michelle Mullen.
Hi, I'm your bowling coach, Michelle Mullen. Welcome to this episode's tip. So one of the pins that we leave the most is the corner pin, the 10 pin for the right-hander, or for you lefties, the 7 pin. So it's really important that we become really good at picking them up. A lot of people that I coach express that they miss it because it's just a mental lapse, or they're just not focused. But often I find that there's a flaw in either their execution or their strategy that keeps them from making it more often. So what I'd like to do is take a look at 3 key things that you can do to pick up your corner pin more often. So the first thing we want to look at is angle. So we want to stand on approximately board 35, looking between the 3rd and 4th arrows. I'm counting that from the right because I'm a right-handed bowler. So keep in mind that board 35 may or may not have a dot on it. Some bowling centers that you bowl at have all 7 dots, but some are missing the outer 2. So you may not always have a dot on board 35. Now, because a healthy swing will swing at a 90-degree angle to your shoulders, we want to make sure that we turn our shoulders away from square to open to line up your swing on that target angle. Now, the key to maintaining this angle while your body or your shoulders are facing the pin is that we want to walk straight. And this will have the effect of feeling like you're sidestepping to walk straight while your shoulders are open. Standing on 35, opening up his hips and his shoulders, walking straight. Excellent. Now, as Ryan goes to pick up this 10-pin again, does this ever happen to you? Again, he's going to have a good angle with his body, have a good swing. The ball hooked. So while Ryan's angle was good and his swing was loose, he missed it because of his ball reaction. So one of the things you can do to eliminate that back end hook is to either flatten out your hand, or what I prefer to do was just switch to a plastic ball that doesn't hook. That way the ball will just slide on the back end toward the pin. So in addition to a good angle and good swing, we're going to correct that problem by switching balls. Ryan's going to use a plastic ball that'll end up skidding toward the pin rather than hook like his strike ball did. Excellent. Solve the issue of ball reaction. So to review, before you blame your mental game as to the reason why you might miss your corner pins, let's make sure that you're doing these three things to pick it up more often. Develop a good angle, have a nice, loose, relaxed arm swing, and eliminate ball reaction. Next time, we're going to take a look at how you can even use that spare ball to pick up the other corner pin for your 7-pin. It's been a privilege to help you with these tips. I would love to help you more. You can visit yourbowlingcoach.com for more information on my books or to schedule your private lesson.
Thanks, Michelle. We'll bring you coaching tips and techniques every month here on Bowling Showcase. So keep watching to improve your game. Time for another commercial break, but we'll be right back with the MDUSBC Women's Series coming up next on Bowling Showcase. The Michigan State USBC Women's Bowling Association provides recognition and tournament competition to all levels of women bowlers. Competition includes the Women's State Tournament this year in Waterford, the State Queens in Mount Pleasant, and the Midwest Women's Tournament in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Recognition includes first-time 300 game and first-time 6, 7, and 800 series. Visit MichiganWBA.com for entries for these tournaments and more information on women's bowling. Metro Detroit USBC, your source for everything bowling in the bowling capital of the world. We support USBC certified league and tournament competition. We provide 11 tournaments for all members of our association, including men, women, youth, seniors, scratch, and handicap competition. The top reasons for belonging to the Metro Detroit USBC are having your average recognized, bonding of league funds, rules of the game, assistance in resolving league issues, equipment standards of the game, charities, and awards. Visit us at MDUSBC.com. Welcome back. As you know, one of the highlights of every MDUSBC season is the season-long Women's Series. There's 5 events, with all bowlers in each event earning cup points. Now at the end of the season, the top 15 point earners compete in the RIP 10 Invitational, and a Series Cup winner is crowned. The Women's Series is always highly competitive, with the best women bowlers participating. Now with so many great bowlers, you can pick your favorite and cheer them on throughout the season. So here we go. Let's look at the 3rd Women's Series event of the year, now on Bowling Showcase. Our 3rd Women's Series event of the season was held in January at Airway Lanes in Waterford, and what an exciting day of bowling it was. Jenna Law of Clinton Township was the top qualifier in the field of 37, with a 4-game total of 878. Reigning Cup winner Brandy Remy of Livonia, she qualified 4th with 833, including a high game of 258. Now in match play, Brandy triumphed over Julio Chepik of Vassar 228 to 222, and almost rattled off a perfect game when she beat Katie Bishop of Westland 279 to 171 on her way to the finals. Robin Orlikowski of Grand Rapids, who qualified 6th with 816, had a high game of 224. She kept up her strong bowling during match play by first beating Jennifer Maples of Southfield 39 to 28 in a 9th and 10th frame roll-off after tying at 227. She then beat Sarah Loker of New Baltimore 268 to 193 to advance to the finals against Remy. In the final, Orlikowski kept up with her winning ways, throwing strike after strike. Remy, on the other hand, just couldn't get a handle and struggled for the first time all day. In the end, Orlikowski beat Remy 212 to 155 to claim the title and propel her to the top of the season-long cup points race.
Okay, so in the final match against Brandy, she kind of struggled a little bit out of the gate. You kind of just put the pedal to the metal.
Yeah, it was a little bit different reaction than the game before. So I just focused on keeping my shoulder in front of me and hitting my mark and just trying to finish it at the bottom. And it worked in my favor. I just stay clean. That's all you got to do. And I knew she was struggling a little bit, so I just wanted to stay clean and put myself in a position.
With her win today, Orlikowski sits on top of the cup standings with 322 points. But the always competitive Lisa Bishop, she sits in second place, lurking only 25 points behind. With 2 more Women's Series events remaining, both with accelerated points, it's going to be a fight to the finish line, and the Women's Series Cup is up for grabs. Congratulations to Robin Orlikowski on her victory in this season's 3rd Women's Series event. Well, that's all for this episode. Remember that next week will be the continuation of our 2018 Bowling Showcase Adult Challenge with the final match in the Super Bowl region. Then after that, we pick up the action in our Mary Bowl region and finally our championship match. The action continues every Saturday at 10 a.m. on WADL Detroit. Remember, you can always send us your comments, contact us at bowlingshowcase@gmail.com, or join our Facebook page and YouTube channel. And you can watch rebroadcasts of this show and more at MDUSBC.com. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark Martin, and I'll see you next time on Bowling Showcase.